Monkey D. Garp has proven that he is the strongest in One Piece. The Haki Man. With one punch, he can deal enough internal damage to break the Earth's core. If willed, Garp can collapse the entire universe into itself. With his Haki no Mi, he can...
Okay, stop. He's just drinking gamer subs. It's not that deep.
Fine, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. But Oda in chapter 1081 gives us more insight to Garp's ridiculous Haki power against former Admiral Kuzan. So much is revealed. Number 1, the final poneglyph's location. Number 2, the mystery of the man with the burn mark. Number 3, Kuzan's backstory to his rebellion against his father Garp. And most importantly, number 4, Blackbeard versus Law is over. In fact, let's start with that. Coming at Winner's Island, where Blackbeard vs. Law is raging on. I know we're all super hyped to see how Law is going to use his abilities to face off against Blackbeard for... Wait, what? It's over? Oh, already? Oda, what is this? I know you love using the off-screen no me, but come on, give us at least one chapter of this legendary battle. How are we gonna spend 15 plus chapters playing Among Us in Egghead and have Law's fight one of the most popular characters in the manga off-screen?
Yo, killing me with this.
Okay, in all seriousness though, Blackbeard's fight usually ends up like this, where with Ace, it went with a similar theme. We saw the first few interactions, Blackbeard reveals his devil fruit, and then suddenly the fight ends off screen, where he wins. This is highly suggestive of Blackbeard having a secret power. Oda probably wants to show this against his fight with Luffy and not spoil this reveal. Blackbeard's devil fruit could even be a Zoan. This would knit everything all together. The embodiment of the light versus the embodiment of the dark. It's not far-fetched, as Oda is known for this type of shenanigans, like he did with Sun God Nika. But regardless, Law has lost against Blackbeard and is about to have his fruit stolen. I mean, it was bound to happen. We all knew however strong Law was, Blackbeard would always win, either through some scheming or just plain old plot.
This is bullshit.
We see Law and Beppo knocked unconscious on the ground with their submarine sinking deep into the ocean, whilst Blackbeard gloats about his victory alongside Van Ogre and Jesus Burgers. He even mockingly requests if Law would make him immortal, showing the vast knowledge Teach has about the devil fruit. However, Beppo remembers Chopper had given him one of his rumble balls, though he wasn't sure if it would work on a mink or not. Taking the risk, Beppo consumes the ball, transforming into his monstrous shoe-long form, attacking and making Blackbeard piss his pants. This proves that Chopper's rumble balls can transform the mink tribe, even though they haven't eaten a Zoan devil fruit. So the rumble balls definitely unlocks the inner potential regardless of any conditions needed, though we have yet to see it with a less animalistic user. But it's very possible Chopper has created a variant, perfected energy steroid, which Hody Jones found in the Tamate box. It would actually be really cool to see Luffy try it. Now with this form, Beppo saves Law and then jumps into the ocean, swimming away from Blackbeard, who can't follow them as all of them are devil fruit users. We see a narrator's block confirming the end of this battle, as the ROAD Pirates were defeated by the Blackbeards. This was a humiliating retreat, so they aren't fully done yet. Now we ain't sure if Blackbeard managed to take Law's poneglyph, but for plot it would make sense he did. Law can easily just team back up with the Straw Hats, whilst Blackbeard has no other way of easily obtaining the other two. We learn later that before this fight, Blackbeard had 0 poneglyphs, though they knew where each of them were. With this battle, Blackbeard should now have 2 out of 4 poneglyphs, which was the one in Zao and the one in Wano. Shanks, after Kid's defeat, should have the one from Big Mom and the one in Wano, which leaves Luffy likely ahead with 3 poneglyphs, the one from Zao, the one from Wano, one from Big Mom. But the last and remaining poneglyph is the one that was missing from Fishman Island. But all of this brings us back to Blackbeard's island, Fullalead, where we witness the aftermath of Garp's galaxy impact. This man has one-shotted an entire city, which turns out it's light work for him, as he expected to do even more damage. Garp then lands on the ground whilst his ship is still free falling in the air. air, showcasing just how fast he was able to use Galaxy Impact. Kobe then finally meets all of his teammates, revealing that Tashigi isn't officially part of Swords, but you know, she's kind of like an honorary member, right? But then suddenly, Kobe's girlfriend Hibari gets turned into an icicle and dies. Okay, fine. She doesn't die. Anyways, if you're thinking who could have done this, it's none other than the former Admiral Kuzan. We then get a flashback about a year after Akainu vs Kuzan during the time skip, where Kuzan is chilling in a bar after freezing San Juan Wolf, Vasco Shot, and Doc Q. With 3 of his nakamas down, Blackbeard shows up on the island ready to throw some hands. Wait, no, never mind. The only thing that's being thrown around is some sake.
What happened to the original plot of the movie?
Since Kuzan has left the Marines for a whole year now, he has no reason to fight with Blackbeard. He simply throws the members because they try to come at him. As they are drinking together, having fun, partying it up, Blackbeard strikes up a question, asking about Akainu, where we learn that Kuzan might have lost a leg to Akainu, but Akainu didn't come out unharmed. Turns out he too has damage all over his body from their fight. We could actually look at this in a deeper sense, where Akainu's body scarring is symbolizing the scar the Navy bears after Kuzan left them. They not only lost one of the strongest fighters on the planet, but also the cool-headed way of justice and teaching of his senpais Kuzan brought with him. As he was directly a student of Garp, and Sengoku wanted him to become the Fleet Admiral. He represented the old god's way of doing things, who had held the Marines together during the harshest time on the seas with Roger, Rox, Whitebeard, and all the heavy hitters. Honestly, the scar can be felt from just looking at how every time we have seen the Marines lately, they have been taking a huge L. From the Seven Kingdoms Revolution, started by Dragon's army, to the new Yonkos, to bro not even having enough men for literally anything. Even their own admirals are out of pocket, with Fujitora and Green Bull being so reckless. However, the Blackbeard Pirates don't care about any of that shit, because all they want to know right now is the man marked by flames, who is rumored to possess a red poneglyph. The last time we heard about this was from Kid before he ventured out from Wano, and one of the theories was that Kuzan might be this man marked by flames. However, he is shocked because he technically got marked by Kainu's flames, but if he had any red poneglyphs, I think he would remember, right? Well, he is not him.
You're not that guy.
This mysterious man in question apparently got his scar and has been known for this title for some time now. It is said that he sails on a pitch black ship, and if anyone goes near it, they get sucked up by a giant whirlpool, suggesting that he is a fruit user. So who could this man be? Well, don't worry guys, because we got some few options here. A lot of people in the community thought it was Jaguar D Sol after he was revealed to be alive and burnt in chapter 1066, but he doesn't have any means to create whirlpools, nor does he have any reason to be riding around on a black ship. Also, Robin and Kuzan indicated that there was no red poneglyph at Ohara. So after being burnt, where did he find the poneglyph? Let's not forget that this poneglyph is the missing one from Fishman Island. During Roger's time, it was there, but according to Neptune, sometime later it went missing. We speculated Shanks made his way and took it for himself, but the likelihood of it being a person taking it right after Roger's death, along with having a quick access to Fishman Island, leads us to Emu. This is reinforced as Shiryu mentions that this man could be affiliated with the government. It would make sense for them to keep a red stone so no other pirate could reach Laughtail and uncover the One Piece. If this is the case, then a person with access to the red poneglyph wouldn't be part of the navy but directly under the goddess or Imu-sama. Plus, it seems Oda is trying to give out a hint to support this theory by telling us that this man can create giant whirlpools, which this power could be through a mythical Zoan, Charybdis, from the Greek mythology. This monster was said to create giant whirlpools and storms, destroying anything that came near it in order to quench its thirst for the sea. Also, this monster is the child of Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea, and what is Imu-sama spelled backwards? Umi, the Japanese word for sea. Now, this could be an entirely new character related to Imu or Imu-sama themselves. himself. Let's not forget, for some time there has been speculation that Emu is also related to Mihawk and wanders around the sea much like him. Come on, you can't be living all by yourself in seclusion and not venture out once in a while. Plus Luffy and literally every Tom, Dick and Harry will be looking for this man with the burn mark. It would be badass if the final war before Laugh Tale was against him. Now the next candidate is Monkey D. Dragon. He has a pitch black ship. He can create tornadoes and affect the weather with his supposed wind devil fruit, effectively creating whirlpools in the sea. Even though he doesn't have a scar per se, he does have a mysterious tattoo, and he could have been marked somewhere else in his body, likely by Akainu. Both of them might have been good friends during his time in the Marines. Let's not forget they are the same age, but having major ideological differences could have led to a fight, giving Dragon a burn scar. And if it's none of them, it could be Rocksteady the bear.
No.
Come on, he could be still alive.
No.
But the plot!
No.
For reals though, if Rox did survive and then ended up living through Summer's Uranus blast on God Valley, he would have obtained some nifty burn scar marks. Him being a dark and mysterious figure riding a pitch black ship makes sense too. But I'm hoping it's Summer. Regardless, Blackbeard successfully recruits Kuzan after explaining that pirates are not a group held by the same goals to plunder and pillage. Rather, each member have their own dreams and objectives. They stick together because they believe their desire can manifest through their crew. And Blackbeard isn't wrong. Like even Luffy's crew, everyone has their own goals in mind and believe Luffy will help their dreams come true. After witnessing what happened at Ohara, Kuzan started to have conflicts with the justice of the government, and he knows Akainu's methods are all wrong. He isn't a bad person by joining Blackbeard's crew. Like Smoker would have been dead if not for him. Kuzan is trying to achieve something and knows Blackbeard is his best bet to get it. With that, we come back to the present as Garp deals with the situation as though he is telling of his rebellious son. He tells Kuzan to sober up, unfreeze his body, get back Kobe and put on his uniform. What are you doing, boy? Stop your rebellious antics right now. But Kuzan's like, no, you're not my dad, and uses his ice balls to freeze Garp. In the midst of battle, Kuzan reveals that he used to be Garp's #1 protege before Kobe and questions if Garp can really kill his previous beloved disciple for his new one. It really must suck to be Garp. First Dragon, Ace, then Luffy, now Kuzan. You know what? Maybe Garp is the problem.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Being frozen, Garp being Garp breaks off the ice easily. He reminds him, boy, do you know who I am? I'm your father.
That's impossible.
Come here for some parental beatings, you boy, you ungrateful little brat. Anyways, Garp instantly charges towards Kuzan and even looks like he's using the Rukushiki power Shave or Soro, which he taught to Kobe. This actually is a playback to what we saw in Water 7 when he charged against a sleeping Luffy. So these punches could be thrown without a lethal intent. Because remember guys, the community still has the theory that Kuzan is undercover inside the Blackbeard Pirates right now as a sword member. Them being a Black Ops group who aren't technically Marines would make sense. And for him to be the one to fight against Garp would give more credit to this infiltration mission. But Garp still screams that the only weaklings lose their way, and he shows off another broken move called Blue Hole. He smashes Kuzan onto the ground with his Conquerors Haki Black Lightning emerging out of the impact itself. Garp has revealed a new tier to Rio where Conquerors can be imbued and then implodes out of the target itself rather than the weapon, his fist. Like Hyuguro showed Luffy, the Haki can deal damage from within, but in Garp's case, it seems the internal damage is on a complete different level. Even Galaxy Impact was similar to this, as we saw the lightning emerge from the city and the buildings. With that, Kuzan literally gets plummeted to the ground, but I don't think he's done yet. So he's definitely strong enough to withstand a few of Garp's punches, especially since he could be used to it by now, you know, being the former #1 pupil and all. But honestly, it's not looking that good for Garp here. Shiryu and the others are still on the island. They might have gotten stunned by Galaxy Impact, but Garp being busy against Kuzan, they could sneak up on him and actually use the others as bait to lure Garp into submission, which means all the other Swords members have to do their part too. But if you guys want to learn more about Garp and how strong he is, watch this video next.